What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, my favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 6. It's the episode everyone's talking about. They are definitely talking about this one as being like a game changer for the DCU based on... there's one other film in the DCU. I don't know how big of a game changer this can really be for the DCU when you think about it. Um, but yeah, so Lex Luthor shows up in this. It's a recap, so spoilers. But that's the big cameo that everybody was talking about is Lex Luthor, and they're in this briefly. I found it way more interesting, the reveal of uh, Peacemaker going over to the world that he thinks is just so perfect, uh, and the final realization of what's been missing this whole time. And James Gunn, for all of his I love James, I think he's great, but for all of his stuff he always acts like the stuff that he does is has no bearing in politics in the real world. There's no woke agenda. Like currently some people are trying to I saw him shoot down the idea that the plot that he has in Superman is his version of the Israel Palestine conflict. So and he's, people called Superman woke because truth, justice, and a better tomorrow instead of truth, justice, the American way. Um, so now he represents the whole world instead of just America. Yeah. So here we have Peacemaker. He goes to his world, and the idyllic world that he has been imagining this whole time, where his brother's alive and is a superhero and his dad's alive. And turns out there are no black people. And they don't realize it until Adebayo goes there and has a very weird experience. And I kind of wonder if I'd been cited if I would have known that. I would have been like, this is the least diverse cast on this side. Where is everybody? If it was something I would have picked up on earlier, but it is something that they notice in this episode finally. So, yeah, we pick up where we left off, where Peacemaker's team goes after him. They go into Adrian's house and go down to the basement for some really great jokes. He's got stacks of cash, but it's like blood money, so he doesn't want to use it. And then he's got all this drugs and guns and stuff down in his little basement room. But he's got this mom that's like really like trying to be all up in his business, and she was fun. I, I liked Adrian's mom was fun for a little while, and Adrian has apparently told her that some stuff about Harcourt that uh, goes in there, and Harcourt is a little concerned about that, but good jokes. Eventually, they figure out and they open up the portal and they go in, and that alien is there, but they're like another more good jokes about like waving, and what if the wave means, uh thank God your son is dead or something. I can't remember what it was, and they're like, wow, what a what a very simple gesture for a oddly specific thing. Eventually they get into the other world, and Adrian is convinced um that his doppelganger would be exactly like him, which he is in almost every single way, except Adrian and Peacemaker are arch enemies in this world. So, but otherwise, it's like the exact same Adrian, and they love each other, basically because of that. Until they find out that one of them is best friends with Peacemaker, and the other one is part of the terrorist group that Peacemaker went after previously and killed, like, just like savagely, that whole bomb thing that was happening, and just savagely ripped through some of them. Um, Agents of Liberty, something like Sons of Liberty, something like that. Uh, so Hardcore goes into uh, the rest of the house and winds up running into Peacemaker's brother, who's like, "Oh, well, I'm headed back to Argus." She sells some cocaine on her from accidentally some stuff happening and in Adrian's room before they walked through. So when they get to Argus, the drug sniffing dog goes nuts, and so she gets pulled aside, and they think she's Hardcore, even though in this version, her Amelia has gone and gotten educated in school and all that kind of stuff, and Hardcore's like, oh man, and I read a lot of books, and there's some fun gag with a snow globe, and it's all good stuff because she's trying to play along, but she has no idea what's in this world. But everybody just takes her at face value. And so eventually Chris shows up, and Chris knows it's not that Hardcore because he just left the other one back at her apartment, like showering. So there's no way this could possibly be her that quickly. And gets her out of there, and that's kind of when they notice and they look around and they're like, oh. And Adebayo, meanwhile, is like walking down the street, and everybody just, like, all of the people just start pointing, and they're like, a black. And Peacemaker's brother stops his car and, like, is like honking and like alerting everybody to the fact that there's someone who there's a target in this universe. So we'll see that play out in the next episode. But Adebayo just starts running and is like, oh shit. So and then also Peacemaker's dad comes back and fights Economist, and Economist does reveal everything. I don't know what's going to come of that either, but basically John can't stay in this world anyway. He's got to get back to his other world. So yeah, I thought it was fun. It was a fine world. I think what's interesting is the game changing element of it. Maybe I'm not quite grasping the game changing element of everything in this, because like Argus is working with Lex Luthor, which is okay, that's fine, whatever. I mean, shady characters work with shady characters. I didn't think we were going to get rid of Lex Luthor that quickly anyway after watching Superman. But I know part of this series is him trying to align Peacemaker into the DCU. So I kind of thought that's why he was walking through the portal, although Lex Luthor is on the other side. So I guess he was always going to need to come back anyway. But with what version, with what characters, like however the series ends, the season ends, will be the question. Because I think by the end of the season, however he leaves it, will be Peacemaker will finally be fully aligned with the DCU. At least that's what I'm picking up from what James Gunn is putting down, is that he's kind of said that basically season 1 was not canon, but it kind of is because these characters kind of are. So I think he's using season 2 to kind of right the ship, so to speak. Yes, the internet, and they didn't show. I guess to the critics, I wasn't cool enough. I was part of the Cool Kids Club to get a screener for Peacemaker. Although I would have, if it didn't come with audio description, I would have just waited anyway. I've gotten screener offers for a lot of things, and then I just pass on them because I can watch them later with audio description. Anyway, so Peacemaker. Yeah. Game changer. Is it really a game changer if we had one DCU film? Uh, like, I don't know. I mean, Superman was already the game changer because it threw down the gauntlet and reset the whole DC timeline, and kind of restarted things and introduced some new heroes, and pushed that forward. I don't know that this is necessarily quite the same level of game changer as just frankly restarting the whole fucking thing, but sure. If you want to call it a game-changing episode, fine. I, more so than the Lex Luthor cameo, actually thought it was hilarious that Chris's idyllic world was inherently racist. People often, they look back to these sort of like Leave It to Beaver times, and they think about, oh man, it was really great back in the 50s and 60s. And anytime you hear somebody say that's probably a white person, because they look at these old TV shows, White Picket Fences, and kids who weren't doing crazy things, and just it was like a calm lifestyle. And yeah, it was great for a certain group of people who were not experiencing a racial disparity, and having to be told that they had to use a completely different set of restrooms and drinking fountains and schools and all those kind of things. So this would be an idyllic world for certain people. And the fact that James Gunn had the balls to do that and to put that out there in the world, that this is the idyllic world. And sadly, this is also the world where the dad is and the brother are alive, and also the world where he's recognized as a hero. But then John's going to have to reckon with, what does that mean then? If this is the world where I'm the hero, but this is also the world where everyone's racist, then what does that say about me? So, yeah, I think, uh, cool show, bro. I like Peacemaker. I don't know, probably floating around a 9 for me in terms of where the score is headed for the season. So, we'll see. When we still got more episodes to go, but and there was a little bit of eagerly trying to tear into a bologna packet, but that was fun. So we know Eagle is still around and kicking it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll be back next week, and I'll see you guys on the other side.